right, I have a question for you, Andrea. How do you know if you're on track or off the rails when it comes to food?
I know this is a tricky one, and we're going to find a sweet spot today. I mean, this is why the gummy bears have made a little appearance here. I'm going to have to chew these gummies and talk at the same time. We want to find this sweet spot, and it's something that we call flexible structure.
Okay. And so today, change it up a little bit. We're going to find the flexible structure for sugar-free Sally. Let me tell you a little bit about sugar-free Sally.
I think I've met her before several times over the last 25 years, but continue.
Sugar-free Sally is very planned. Sugar-free Sally knows what's coming. She's definitely someone who has planned her meals. She's done the calculations. All of her macros are pre-tracked. She knows what she's going to eat coming up on Thursday. And so that way, she's like, oh, then she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. So sugar-free Sally is very intentional with getting enough of those healthful ingredients,
But not too much.
but not too much. Wouldn't want to go over, but is a bit meticulous in and around food, and food's taking up a lot of her brain space.
I'm not allowing a lot of joy and flexibility.
Yeah.
And so let's say sugar-free Sally is now kind of wanting to be social Sally.
Uh-oh.
And
It's
there's
gonna
a
throw off the
request
plan.
for a social outing. She wants to go to a game, favorite sports team. It's going
Well,
to involve food. There's going to be burgers. There's probably going to be cocktails and appies afterwards. Like,
sounds fun.
how does she do it? How does she deal with that?
Well, sugar-free Sally's natural instinct might be what some of us think of as that all or nothing approach, right? We're either, okay, well, if I'm gonna go to the game, I'm gonna pack my own food. I've already planned this. I'm gonna eat the stir fry with extra veggies, maybe light on the rice, light on the sauce, light on the fun, and I'm just gonna make sure that like I'll say no to these other things and then I'll come home early. So I'll be social-ish.
But it's the ish that we have a problem with because what we
Mm-hmm.
want to get to a point of is where food takes up a part of our life, but it doesn't steal some of the fun social stuff that's happening that you want to be able to sort of go with the flow with and not be in your head and not be so planned.
Absolutely. So then what would you recommend for sugar-free Sally? How could she approach this in a different way
You
that's a
know,
little bit more flexible?
okay, so one of the ways that we like to teach kind of a starting of intuitive eating or a starting to be able to trust that your body can make up for fluctuations around your eating is to plan for a whole week in
Mm,
fluctuations versus plan
okay.
for like it has to be rigid over the course of a meal or it has to look a certain way over the course of a day. So if we thought about looking at things over the course of a week,
Hmm.
maybe there's some days that you're light on veggies. Maybe some days you didn't hit your protein max. But then the next day, maybe you pick up a few more, and maybe it
Okay.
just looks a little bit more balanced on those days. So it allows for these ebbs and flows in your eating.
So for sugar-free Sally, if she
Mhm.
wants to be social Sally, then you're saying maybe she could have the burger, not have all those veggies, and then what would she do with that stir fry?
She'd probably be less bloated on date night or social night, not eating all of those veggies, just eating the burgers, having the appies, and maybe she just has the veggies and the stir fry the next day. Not
That's a good
wasting the
point.
food, it's still there, it's not going anywhere, and we're thinking about your intake over the course of a whole week
Mm.
versus just in that one day.
Okay, I like that. So she's still got some structure. She's got some plans for her week. She's still eating her meals, but there's a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more life and fun that can make its way in there.
Like, what if you had to hit your protein goals for the week versus the day? Or what if you had
Ooh,
to meet the fiber goals for the week versus the day?
okay, I like this idea. So
Mhm.
we have a lot more of that structure that has the flexibility included, and we can just look at the average overall.
And I think the only way to feel more comfortable with it is you just got to try it. You got to
It's true.
practice that, which feels a little sticky and tricky if you're used to eating in a rigid way. You just
Hmm.
got to cut yourself some slack. That's probably going to feel uncomfortable when you start, but over time, you're going to build trust that your body will make up for those fluctuations. Your brain will be able to
Absolutely.
tolerate those fluctuations, but you do have to practice it.
Okay, so is that what we're asking people to do today?
That's the homework.